I'm Gabe Cox of Red Hot Mindset, and I'm glad you're here. My mission is to help you overcome your mental barriers in the race of life, and I post new videos every Wednesday about success mindset, dreaming huge, and crushing goals. Today, we're not in my studio. If you can't tell, hopefully this isn't shaking too much, but we are in the car, and we are actually on our way to Chicago. Say hello. So if you can see in the back, we got a couple kids. We got one sleeping under a blanket. Our littlest is not with us. He's with grandparents. We're on the way to Chicago because we have a big gymnastics meet. All three boys are competing. On our way, we're making a little stop in a town just outside of Chicago because I have a good friend who lives there, and we're going to go have lunch with her. Now, here's the catch. I have never met her in person before. Isn't that crazy? So I consider her a really good friend, but I've never met her in person. I actually met her in a Facebook community, and we got to networking together, and we just got to talking and realized we had a lot in common, and are building similar businesses and different things like that, and we just really took to each other. We're talking social media today. We're talking about online. And I would tell you, I absolutely hate being on social media all the time. It's such a time suck, and it really can suck you in to the scroll. However, and I wouldn't have said this even just a year ago, I have realized that when we're intentional on social media, we really can make great connections and make friendships we never would have had with people we may not have connected with naturally, people who don't live in the same place that we do or aren't even maybe on the same journey that we're on. And I feel like now that I've taken this year, I've been kind of building some things on social media. Just in my time of being on social media and actually being intentional on there, I've realized there really is value in it. But it's also value that you need to make the point of being intentional. But it's a great place to be able to network. We are getting closer. We're about a half hour out from Marta's place. Marta Tequila is a friend that I met in a business networking group called Startup Society, and we just became friends. And actually, she's also my accountability partner, and she and I are also in a mastermind together. So our friendship has very much evolved, and it's been fun to be able to do some business together and just really grow and watch each other grow and encourage each other in the process. So Marta Tequila is the founder of Imperfect Life Balance, and you can find her on YouTube and online, www.imperfectlifebalance. And she's all about helping working moms create productivity and find balance in their lives. Because we all know that as a working mom, we can really get some mom guilt about working and not being with our kids enough, or being with our kids too much and not working, and whatever it is. But finding the right balance for us is important, and that's what she does. And I've really enjoyed watching her videos and reading her blogs and watching and learning from her about how to both have a business and be a working mom, really, and a homeschooling mom. So a lot of little facets that mom guilt can happen to me quite a bit, and I have to kind of reel myself in and realize that what I'm doing is for my family, but also learning to be present with my family. We're here. Let's go meet Marta. Hey! How's it going? Nice video. I know, right? Hi. So here we are, me and Marta. Woohoo! Tell me a little bit about how you've used social media to make good connections, or some ways that you've done that.
Okay, so for me, I feel like I'm still learning because I'm not very social by nature. I'm more of an introvert. So when I go on social media, it's kind of hard for me to make those connections. So I'm learning. That's one part. And two, I'm also learning that I don't know, like when I'm living my life, I forget that I should be going, like posting a picture on social media. I'm like so in the moment, that it's like, well, I probably should post it. And then I'm like 2 days later, I'm like, why didn't I make a post out of it? It was like a perfect opportunity. And I don't even think to take a picture. So I'm learning a lot of the things to like, yes, I can still be in the moment. I can just take a picture and then like post it on social media to make the connection, because a lot of those moments are like where I know I can connect with people because of that moment. Then I forget that part of it, of actually physically taking a picture and posting that. So I have made quite a few good connections. Like once I, come out of my comfort zone and kind of, reach out to people, or I think in your case, Gabe, I'm pretty sure you reached out to me, because at that point it was so early in my relationship with social media. I would be like, oh, I don't know, they're probably gonna think I'm weird asking them questions. But I learned that once you can find people who really like click with, and you'll know, even though it's like behind the screen or behind the phone. And once you start cultivating those relationships, you're gonna find good friends, and you're gonna find like good people to kind of help you with your business or with whatever problem you're having. So it's a great place. Just have to kind of find your way, what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Is social media something that you thought would be a place that you would make good connections, or is it kind of been oh, social media is bad, I shouldn't be on it? Like, how do you view social media?
Well, I never thought I would be using it that way, because even like my personal like Facebook page, I usually go there because I'm a people watcher, so I like to watch what people are doing and comment on their stuff. But for me to post something, I'm very I don't know, I don't do it as often. Not like because I think it's bad, I just don't do it as often. So it was a huge learning curve, knowing that it can be used in a good way, that it can benefit both me and somebody else. So it's definitely not something I thought I would do, but I'm glad I'm starting to kind of, more discover how it really works and how I can make those connections.
How are you intentional on social media? As a working mom, your business is all about being productive and helping working moms balance life. So how are you intentional when you're on there?
So that is something actually that I'm doing in 2020, because last year, so I had this, for example, my Instagram, that's my social media for my Imperfect Life Balance, my blog, my YouTube channel. And I found that last year, I was barely ever there. I would post something and I would well, I don't know if this is relevant, I don't know what I should post. Plus then, I have work, I have kids, I don't really want to spend too much time on it. So I was kind of in this flunk. So the words I chose for 2020 in general was intentional growth. And I try to apply that everywhere, including Instagram. So I'm trying to really plan ahead, think about, what I want to talk about for the next month. And with planning, I'm kind of dedicating specific times in the day. Like I'm gonna dedicate 15 minutes in the morning, and that's when I'm gonna do Instagram. So I'm being intentional with it. I'm making those connections. I'm reaching out to people, but I am not there all the time, because that was one of the things that was holding me back, thinking that I'm gonna waste a lot of time just kind of scrolling through it. And we all know how it is. You kind of find yourself sometimes 15 minutes, you're well, I just scrolled through Instagram feed, but I didn't comment, I didn't do anything, and I don't even know what I did really for the 15 minutes. So that's one of the things I'm really trying in 2020, to be very intentional with my time, with what I put out there, so it's actually meaningful or fun, or it serves some sort of a purpose. So that's something I'm doing this year. So more to come. Ask me again in December how that worked.
Share with me just maybe a couple of good connections that you have made, like networking wise. Are there a couple people that have really stood out to you that you've met and you wouldn't have met them otherwise on social media?
Well, definitely you.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a given. Just kidding.
Yes. I think you were probably you were definitely my best connection. Like I said at the beginning, I feel like we clicked as soon as we started talking. Like we were similar mindsets, similar goals as far as how we want to grow. Aaron, obviously, who's also in our little group that we have. There's a few other people that I don't touch base maybe with them all the time, but I found a person who's doing a weight loss journey, and I talk with her a few times here and there. You just find people who are not necessarily doing the same thing that you're doing. They might not be blogging, they might not be doing YouTube, they're just kind of on their own journey, and you just, I don't know, just find this connection. You comment a few times, But there is also a lot of people who are like different bloggers that I met, that I exchange ideas with, that are in the same niche that I am. And I don't know, before I would think of them as competition, sort of, because I'm like, well, they're doing the same topics. But I'm definitely discovered that that's not the case. Like there's so much to gain with talking with people who are even in a similar field, because you can really bounce ideas off of each other. And even if you're talking about the same topics, it's from two different points of view. So there's definitely a lot of people that I have met that I'm really like engaged with, and I'm learning a lot from them, and I'm hoping they're learning something from me as well.
And I'm the first one you met in person, right?
That's true. It is. You are. A year later.
Yeah, it's been a year, hasn't it? It was super fun getting to meet Marta and in person. We've known each other for about a year. We both started in the same business network about a year ago. So social media, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to meet new friends. But you know, there's a few things that we need to be aware of. And one of those is to make sure that you're watching the time that you're spending on there. If you need to, set a timer. Set a timer, and when it goes off, be done. No matter how long or how much more you wanted to do, whatever it is, just stop what you're doing and move on to something different. Number 2, avoid the drama. We all know what I'm talking about. Social media can be super dramatic and negative, and we don't need that. Look for the positive. Go on there, do what you want to do, and get off. Avoid the drama, because in the end, really, who benefits from it? Who benefits from you responding to a negative post or whatever it is? Nobody benefits. Ask yourself, does this get you closer to what you want? Or does this benefit me in any way if I respond? Because it's probably going to be a no. My husband had a good point too, because he says, have you ever changed somebody's mind online? And really, in most cases, you're not going to change people's minds. People are just going to get mad. And the last thing is just to be intentional with social media. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to connect and have community. But remember, it's not your only community, but also just to be intentional when you're in there. What is your point of being on there? Know why you're going on, do what you gotta do, and then get off. If you like today's mindset, give it a thumbs up, because that's your best compliment. Make sure to light up that subscribe button, share this video with others, and hit the bell so you don't miss next week's video. Dream huge, and remember, you are a winner. Just run your race.
If you like today's mindset, leave a like and light up that subscribe button. Remember, you are a winner. Just run your race.
If you like today's mindset, give it a thumbs up, light that subscribe button, and hit the bell so you don't miss a new video.
Subscribe, thumbs up, or I'm gonna shoot you with a Nerf gun.